Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are fit and fine, staying at home, and I hope you enjoyed your summer vacations also. So, welcome back to my lecture, grade 9, chapter Improvement in Food Resources. Okay, so let's start this lecture. First, introduction. For their existence, all living organisms essentially require food. That we all know. Among all living beings, only green plants, these are the autotrophs. Okay, and in contrast to plants, animal, human being, these all are heterotrophs because they are depend on the autotroph for their food. Since time immemorials, human beings have been doing farming and rearing animals to meet their food requirements. Plants as a food are a gift of the nature. To whom? To human and most animals. You know, with 1.04 billion people, our country ranks second in the population growth around the world. According to estimate, by the year 2020, Indian population would rise to 1.343 billion. To feed such a huge population, we will require at least 241 million tons of the grain production per annum. Therefore, it is necessary to increase production of the both plants and animals. Simply increasing the grain production for storage in warehouses cannot solve the problem of malnutrition and hunger. People should have money to purchase food, and food security depend on both availability of the food and access to it. The majority of our population depend on agriculture for their livelihood. Increasing the income of the people working in the agriculture is therefore necessary to combat the problem of hunger. Okay, now improvement of crop yield. There are different type of the crops are there. Crops are the plant which are cultivated by human by for food, fodder, fiber, flowers, timbers, etc. There are so many purposes. So there are about 2000 plant species that is cultivated for eating purposes. Flowering plants or flowering part of the plants are eaten as food. First is seeds. Not all seeds of the plant are edible. Edible which are able to eat. For example, large seeds like that of the lemon are choking hazard, whereas apple and cherry seeds have poisonous cyanide. Edible seeds include cereals, example wheat, rice, barley, maize, etc. Pulses include legumes such as green gram, peas, lentil, and oil seeds include sunflower, olive oil, mustards, etc. Fourth, nuts, that means dry fruits, example almond, cashew, pista, etc. Fruits, essentially fruits are the ripened ovary of the plants. They include apple, orange, berries, grapes, star apple, watermelon, pear, etc. Okay. Now there are some vegetables also. They are also edible part of the herbaceous plant. They are eaten in raw or cooked form. Vegetables are of the following types. First, roots. Example, carrot, radish, turnip, sweet potato, etc. Second, stem. Example, mustard, bamboo. There are some certain plants have modified underground stem that are eaten. Example, onion, potato, ginger, garlic, etc. Third is the leafy vegetable. spinach, chicken, curry leaves. These are some leafy vegetables. Fruit vegetable include tomato, pumpkin, cucumber, beans, etc. So there are some spices, certain part of the some plant. Example leaves, stem, flower, fruits and seeds that are used to enhance the palatability of food. They include chili, turmeric, black pepper, cardamom, cinnamon, clove, etc. Next is the fodder crop. They provide fodder to the cattle. They provide food to the cattle. They include oats, grass, barcine, sorghum, etc. Other crop plants also yield fibers, tobacco, coffee, chocolates, etc. Okay, so these are some vegetables which we get from plant parts. Now, crop season. Different crops require different climatic condition, temperature and photo period for their growth and maturity. Sunlight is required by the plant for photosynthesis. You know what is photosynthesis? And photo periods are the duration of the sunlight that influence plant in their growth, flowering, formation of storage organs, leaf fall, etc. In India, there are two main seasons for crop growth, Kharif and the Rabi. Kharif crop, these crops grow during rainy season, that means from June to October. They are also called summer crop. And the chief kharif crops include paddy, maize, millet, groundnut, garlic, okra, watermelon, mango, etc. In Rabi crop, these crops grow from November to April, and Rabi crop are also called winter crop. The chief crop include wheat, barley, gram, mustard, pea, apple, pomegranate, cauliflower, carrot, and radish, etc. Now, difference between kharif crop and rabi crop. Kharif crop, they are monsoon or rainy season crops, and rabi crops, they are non-monsoon season crops. Second, kharif crops are grown in hot and wet condition, whereas rabi crop are grown in cold and nearly dry condition. Kharif crops are sown in the beginning of the rainy season, that means in June, July. And Rabi crops are sown in October, November when monsoon is retreated. Kharif crops are harvested during September, October at the end of monsoon, or you can say, okay, and in the Rabi crop are harvested in March, April before the advent of the hot season. Example of the kharif crop involve rice, maize, groundnut, soybean, green gram, cotton, black gram, etc. And examples of rabi crop involve wheat, barley, gram, mustard, linseed, pea, etc. So these are the some points that differentiate between kharif crop to rabi crop. Now, improvement in yield. There are the following three scientific approaches that are adopted in India to obtain high yield from our agricultural farm. First is crop variety improvement. Second, crop production management. Third, crop protection management. So we will discuss in this lecture one by one. First is crop variety improvement. The art of recognizing valuable traits and incorporating them into future generation. That is very important in plant breeding. Breeders search for individual plants that exhibit desirable traits. The two main qualities of the food plant are high yield and natural resistance to disease. Such traits occasionally arise spontaneously through a process. That process is called mutation. But the natural rate of mutation too slow and unreliable to produce all the plants that breeders would like to see. Plant breeders select plant variety with desirable characteristic and then cross them. The developed offspring combine the attribute of both parents, and these varieties are multiplied and supplied to farmer so that farmer can improve their crop variety. Okay. Now, what is the need of higher crop yield? First, higher yield. The main aim of crop improvement is the productivity of economic produce. Example, grain, vegetable and fodder. The quality seeds of improved variety are used for their commercial production. Second, improved quality. Quality consideration varies from crop to crop. Example, baking quality of the wheat, preserving quality of the fruit and vegetable, and oil quality of oil seeds that we can improve. Third is the biotic and abiotic resistance. Biotic include living animals, living things, and abiotic non-living things. Crop production can go down due to biotic, that means diseases, insects, nematodes, and abiotic include drought, heat, cold, and frost. Stresses under different situations. Varieties resistant to these stresses can improve crop production. Fourth is change in the maturity duration. In some of the short duration crops, early maturing variety can make the crop fit into double and multiple cropping system. This will also reduce the crop's cost of production. Fifth is the wider adaptability. Developing varieties for wider adaptability will help in establishing the crop production under different environmental conditions. One variety can then be grown under different conditions in different areas. I hope now you got the points why we need of the higher crop yield. Okay. So next one is the desirable agronomic characters. Tallness or profuse branching are desirable character for fodder crop. That means that crop which is used for the animals. And dwarfness, so that less nutrient are consumed by these crops. Thus, developing varieties of desirable or desired agronomic help give higher productivity. The bumper increase in the yield of food grain, especially the wheat crop, as during 1970, is often termed as Green Revolution. The 1970, the Nobel laureates American scientist Dr. N.E. Borlaug was the person behind triple dwarf Mexican wheat variety, and their color was changed to Indian liking through gamma irradiations by M.S. Swaminathan, which is known as father of the Green Revolution in India. Green Revolution has made our country self-sufficient in food, increase the buffer stock of food grains, and improve the agronomic condition of Indian farmer, as well as provided employment avenues to large number of people. Crop variety improvement is manipulations of crop plants for increasing their yield, improving qualities, suitability to varied condition, and resistance to biotic and abiotic stresses. Genetic manipulation is incorporating of new genes for various traits from other genotype into the crop variety so to bring out desirable changes. It is carried out through hybridization, mutation, breeding, polyploidy, and DNA recombination technology. Okay, So rest part we will discuss in the next lecture. If you have any doubt, if you have any query, then you can contact me. Till then, stay at home, stay safe, be happy. Thank you.